Hey folks, Coach Jeff here for Team PRS Fit. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about ultra running shoes. You know, in 2009 in the industry, we coined a term called natural running. And what followed were companies coming out with what they called a natural running shoe. But yet these shoes really weren't natural running shoes. And let's not confuse lower drop shoes with minimalist shoes. Minimalist shoes are shoes that are basically a piece of rubber right on the ground. There's no protection from the environment for the bottom of your foot, and that's that. But the natural running shoe started to bring the heel to toe drop in the shoe down a bit. And a lot of companies went, 6 millimeters, 5 millimeters, 4 millimeters, and they stopped there. So to me, that causes a bit of a contradiction because I think natural running, okay, if it's a natural running shoe, I want my foot in its natural position. And the natural position for our foot, the correct anatomical position for our foot, is flat, not with an elevated heel. We don't walk across the floor of our house with an elevated heel. We walk across the floor of our house flat-footed. And what does that do? It allows our toes to splay out naturally, give us balance, and a much more even shock distribution across our lower leg. So in 2010, Altra came along and designed what they called the Ultra Zero Drop shoe. Now, great product. Why is it a great product? First of all, because it is a zero drop running shoe. Don't confuse this shoe with a minimalist shoe. A lot of times you'll go in stores and they have this shoe misplaced on their wall because they're really not at a point where they understand how to talk to you about the shoe. And it's very simple. There isn't anything really confusing about it. It's a zero drop shoe. It's a running shoe that has your foot in the correct anatomical position, flat. So, and it's also foot shape. What does the foot shape do? Well, first of all, they use a mapping system on the outer sole of the shoe that tracks right along the bones and the tendons of your foot. So again, allowing your foot to act naturally at impact. Secondly, with the foot shape pattern of the shoe, it allows your toes in the front to splay out naturally, just like you're walking across the carpet or walking across the floor barefoot. They splay out, give you better balance, much more even shock distribution. They use something called an A-wrap in the midfoot area that gives you a nice snug feel in the midfoot, but again, doesn't impede the forefoot and allows your toes to splay out. Now this does a couple of things. When we take the traditional, and I like to call it pizza-shaped shoe, where we have your toes coming in like this, you're compressing your toes together. This causes imbalance. It can cause overpronation in the foot, and I don't like that word, but I can't think of a better word to use to describe than that. And it's a very big cause of neuromas. That pressing down, that compressing of the area causes this area to be impacted, squeezed together, and it's one of the major causes of neuromas. So when you take a shoe that allows those toes to splay out, again, better balance, ability for your big toe to come in contact with the ground at a more even level and get a better toe off, and again, that ability to splay out and not have that mushed up feeling. But again, we have to go back to the fact that it's a running shoe. And we have to learn to talk to our stores intelligently about the shoe. They say, I want to try an Altra. They say, well, why do you want a minimalist shoe? Is a response I got from someone just recently. You say, it's not a minimalist shoe. It's a running shoe that's zero drop. This shoe has a midsole. Okay, this was the original. Well, this is the 1.5 instinct, the second edition of the shoe. Okay, as you can see, it's got a cushioned midsole. It's a running shoe. It is a zero drop running shoe that allows your foot to perform naturally inside the shoe. So some people will say to me, well, geez, Coach, I have a narrow foot. I don't have a wide foot. The shoe isn't designed just for people with wide feet. It's designed to let your foot perform naturally. So again, if you look at this shoe and you measure it with a standard Mizuno shoe, across the end of the midfoot area before you get to your toes, it's the exact same width. The A-wrap system keeps your foot nice and snug in there. Then you get to the foot shape in the front of the shoe, and that allows your toes to splay out. So when you first put the shoe on, it said, oh, that's really wide. No, it's not really wide. It's just allowing your toes to do what they're supposed to do. And most people's cases, it's something they've never felt in a running shoe because you've had that compressed lock in there all the time. Altra didn't stop with the uniqueness of their shoes there. Their women's shoe is a gender-specific shoe. So what's gender-specific mean? Narrower in the heel. Women have a narrower heel than men do. Okay, it has a female-specific midsole. It has a longer arch area because women have longer arches in their feet, and it also has an interior design that allows for a higher instep because most times women also have higher insteps. So, and again, A-wrap system keeps the foot nice and snug, but the foot shape and the toe in the front allows your feet to perform naturally in the shoe. So very, very innovative and something a lot of companies don't do. A lot of companies will take a running shoe, they'll take a men's mold and take that last and they'll just shorten it up, narrow it up into a woman's foot. And so what you're getting is a man's shoe that's basically been resized and can, in the long run, cause you some problems. This year Ultra's coming out with a lot of new products. They've listened to the general public. Was a little bit of a firmer riding shoe. They came out with the Torn 2 years back. They added a little bit more of their A-bound to the midsole. A-bound is what they use. It's a little bit, I guess the easiest way to explain A-bound is most midsoles of running shoes are EVA, ethyl vinyl acetate, and it's a very soft foam. The A-bound compresses about 2 to 3 times less than normal foam, so your shoe doesn't deform or get out of shape as quickly. But they took the Torn and they added some midsole to it, softened it up a little bit because people wanted a little bit of a softer ride. Again, forward thinking, they come into this year, one of the shoes that has been really big in the industry in the last 2 years, Hoka has made this resounding progress to the super cushion shoe. They took a look at it, they said, hey, you know what, this is a good product, and some people want that cushioning. Again, listening to the response of the general public. But what they've done differently is they kept their shoe, the Olympus. It's a zero-drop shoe. It still has the foot shape, so you can splay out a little bit in the front. In all honesty, I've been wearing the Hokas because it's great for my ankles. What I don't like about the shoe, and it's been a great performer for me, but what I don't like about the shoe is it's got a 5 millimeter drop, so my heel's up more than I like, and it's compressed a little in the front. So I do get some forefoot pain when I wear the shoe from that compression, so I'm very, very excited about my Olympus coming. In the summer, they have a road version of the Olympus coming out. It's going to be a super cushion shoe. There's also some other cushion products coming out because, again, they're listening to the general public. And in 2009, when we went to this natural running phenomenon, we talked firm, firm, firm. But the general public still likes something a little bit softer. And this is a company that listens. And to me, that's one of the most important things. They're not afraid to make changes in an already great product because they think it'll fit the public a little bit better. Another great product, Ultra now has just released their everyday shoe. It's a zero-drop everyday shoe. You can check that out. And they have a zero-drop kids shoe. For years, parents have been saying, well, if I'm going to be in a natural running shoe now, something that has a lower drop, why aren't my kids? Well, they've come along and now they have the zero drop running shoe that's really going to help kids, bone structure, the foot development, be a whole lot more natural. And look, I don't think it's the right shoe for everyone. Nothing is right for everyone. But if you're looking at a shoe that fits a large portion of a shoe that truly is a natural running shoe, keeps you in a zero-drop position. I say when I think about 4 millimeter, 5 millimeter drop shoes, I think that's great. We're creating a product that's a little bit better. But if someone came to build my house and they said, we know that you need a flat level platform for your house, but you know what? We're just going to give you a little bit of a pitch just in case the wind blows. You want to watch things roll off your counter. I'm not doing it, which is why I like the totally natural zero-drop shoe. If you go to your doctor's and he says, you have a broken bone in your arm, and I know I should mend that to be 100% straight, but I'm going to leave a little bend in it for you just so you can reach things in front of you a little better. That's not the guy I want doing my bone setting. So when you think about it, natural is flat. That's where your foot should be. There shouldn't be a rise in the back. Your toes should be able to splay out. There should be room. Check out the product if you haven't checked it out already. I know a lot of people on our team like and use the product. And again, I'm not saying it's 100% right shoe for everyone, but I'm telling you, it will fit most of the foot needs out there. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, prsfit@gmail.com. And as always, be healthy, train smart, and have fun.